When it comes to Modi, many people think of the rapid development of India after he became Prime Minister, his strong personal charisma and image building, which have continuously elevated his position in the hearts of the Indian people. He is a politician who has made great contributions to India's development on the international stage. However, his married life with his wife Jashodaben remained hidden for 45 years, even the news of his successful election as Prime Minister had to be learned through media reports. What secrets were hidden in this relationship? Let me tell you the story of India's First Lady, Jashodaben, her long and bittersweet life. Jashodaben's marriage to Modi was not based on love and mutual understanding. Their elders informed them that they should get married for the sake of their future. So, at the age of 17, Jashodaben married the 18-year-old Modi. Let me first talk about Modi himself. It can be said that he is a born politician. Modi comes from a low-caste family in India. India's caste system is a social hierarchy based on distinctions of birth. According to the Vedic scriptures, which are classic texts of the Brahmins, the caste system originated from a mythological explanation. After the death of the primordial giant Purusha, the celestial gods created the Brahmins from his mouth, the Kshatriyas from his arms, the Vaishyas from his thighs, and the Shudras from his feet. Thus, ancient Indians were divided into 4 castes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Modi's caste is Shudra, which represents the common laborers in ancient Indian society, including farmers, artisans, and merchants. His family ancestors had been running a small grocery store in the local area for 3 generations. To supplement the family income, his father also opened a tea stall outside the railway station. His mother was a simple rural woman who had always lived in the countryside. Modi often helped his father sell tea since his childhood. Later, he opened a tea stall with his brother. He was physically weak and short in stature, and people around him looked down on him. His character started to become radical. At the age of 8, he came into contact with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh (RSS), a Hindu nationalist organization. After officially joining the organization, he engaged in propaganda work and frequently commented on political issues. From a young age, Modi had a strong political ambition and wanted to contribute to the nation. He felt great dissatisfaction with the arranged marriage set up by his family and expressed this to Jashodaben from the beginning. The organization he joined also explicitly required members to practice celibacy. Therefore, just 3 months after living with his newlywed wife, he decisively left home, leading to a separation that lasted for 45 years. In the following 45 years, Modi rose rapidly, obtained a university degree, joined the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP), and formally entered mainstream politics. During his time as Chief Minister of Gujarat, the state's economic growth rate became the highest among all Indian states, ultimately leading him to become the Prime Minister of India. Until 2014, he consistently claimed to be single and even mentioned it in several speeches. His famous statement was, "I have no one to be corrupt for, so who would I be corrupt for?" However, it was only during the national elections in India that he acknowledged the fact of his marriage. We'll go back to Jashodaben. After Modi left her, for 45 years, she silently watched her husband. She didn't complain or give up on their relationship. She once said that if he called, she would go. She watched all his speeches on TV, and it made her feel good when she heard him speak. When she learned that Modi acknowledged his wife's identity, Jashodaben was so moved that she cried. Jashodaben didn't receive much education, and her level of education was not high enough. But before Modi left home, he expressed a hope to Jashodaben that she could improve her education and become a teacher. Shortly after, he left and never contacted her again. Maybe it was just an unintentional remark from Modi, but in Jashodaben's heart, it was something she must accomplish. It planted a seed, and she persistently hoped for it to bloom. She wanted to fulfill her husband's expectations. For Jashodaben, who was illiterate, becoming a teacher was even harder than reaching the sky. But she insisted on realizing this wish and worked hard to study from scratch, eventually becoming a teacher. However, in order to fulfill her husband's wish and change herself, she didn't receive any visit or even a word of appreciation from Modi. She even tried to find teaching positions in schools where he might pass by, hoping that one day Modi would see her as a teacher. But things didn't go as planned, and Modi never went to the school where she was. She spent most of her life as a teacher. Let's go back to the origin of this marriage. As we mentioned earlier, Modi came from a low-caste family. When Modi was 12 years old, his father arranged this marriage for him. What we know is that at an age when they didn't understand married life, these two young people were tightly bound together. For both of them, it was a life-changing move. For the Indian people, Modi is a person who would never engage in corruption. He remained single and didn't have to take responsibility for a family or provide a luxurious life for those around him. But for Modi's companions, especially his wife Jashodaben, she never enjoyed the privileges of being a first lady. Looking at the first ladies of various countries around the world, they often accompany their husbands to various public events. They also represent the etiquette and image of a nation. Now, Jashodaben is old with white hair. She has to rely on government assistance of 14,000 rupees per month to sustain her life. He lives in a small room without windows at his brother's house, paying a monthly rent of 150 rupees. Every day, he gets up early to clean, do laundry, and cook for himself. He never takes advantage of his special status to demand things from others, nor does he easily ask for help. Living in poverty is one aspect of it. After Modi became the country's highest leader, he assigned 10 bodyguards to him, who follow him around 24/7 wherever he goes. No matter where he goes or what he does, these 10 bodyguards will be around him. Moreover, he has to take care of the meals for these 10 bodyguards. Jashodaben once said that whenever she goes out, it's chaotic. The long-term escort has made Jashodaben and her family very tired. She had to write a 3-page application requesting the removal of her security measures. In the application, she asked, "What other security measures are provided for me besides these bodyguards when I ride a 3-wheeler, the bodyguards sit in an air-conditioned car following me? Is my safety guaranteed? Besides, I have to take care of these people's meals, cook for them. My family and I are scared of these bodyguards. As the Prime Minister's wife, do I have the right to receive other benefits that belong to me?" In this application, we can feel the helplessness, grievances, doubts, and sarcasm in Jashodaben's heart. Jashodaben's brother also said, "We don't need any preferential treatment. I hope to remove these bodyguards. They have become an economic burden on our family. The person who was supposed to provide us shelter has brought us endless troubles." Jashodaben's heart may also be filled with boundless bitterness. For the Indian people, Modi is a rising political figure, and his celibate and ascetic image greatly enhances his personal charm. Perhaps sacrificing something is the price of becoming a politician, but for Jashodaben, the woman who has been waiting for him all her life, it is a gamble she lost from the beginning. It is said that when Modi was running for office, Jashodaben went to vote for him and prayed for him in the temple. She stopped eating rice, stopped wearing shoes, and prayed for Modi's election with hardship. Jashodaben has always longed to meet her husband again, but in the long 45 years, the only time they met was in a local temple in India. When Modi was praying, Jashodaben saw her husband whom she had been waiting for years. However, she did not receive an embrace from her husband. The two only looked at each other for 5 seconds without saying a word, and then Modi turned and left. But all of this did not make Jashodaben give up on this marriage. She emphasized her concern for Modi. She watched all his speeches, constantly followed his movements, and often read books, newspapers, and news about Modi. She is a kind-hearted person who never gets angry with others but never allows anyone to speak ill of Modi. She feels deeply proud of him. She sincerely hopes that Modi can truly fulfill all his promises to the people and become a respected national leader. When she heard politicians saying that Modi was unmarried, she released a video to correct it, saying, "I am his wife, and I will continue to be his wife." Yes, he is already married. Jashodaben leads a simple life, but she persists in her beliefs. She has repeatedly said that she understands Modi and always regards him as her husband. She has never thought of remarrying. In that situation, he must secretly acknowledge me. Perhaps in those 5 seconds of eye contact, there were more secrets that others couldn't fathom. After understanding the detailed life experiences of Modi and Jashodaben, it is not difficult to see that this is actually a transparent marriage. Perhaps from the beginning of Modi's life, marriage weighed less in his heart compared to his political ambitions, or perhaps this marriage, made when he had no choice, was not the one he wanted. But in any case, having gained power over his own life, Modi did not want to give any explanation for this marriage. If he could end this marriage soon, perhaps he could wholeheartedly strive for his political dreams, and Jashodaben's life would not be changed because of it. Maybe she would have a different life. For Jashodaben, Modi's ruthlessness and indifference have permeated her entire life. This marriage, which exists only in name, has trapped her for a lifetime. As outsiders in the realm of emotions, we cannot judge the right or wrong of feelings, nor can we know if Jashodaben has any regrets or hesitations in her heart. But I believe she has no complaints and waits for Modi without regret. This relationship certainly has its own significance for her. I wish all the lovers in the world can have their wishes fulfilled. This is the story of Modi and his wife. After listening, what are your thoughts? Feel free to leave a comment and let me know.